Ba-dum, dum, dum, who am I? I'm just some guy, the guy they dub the Canadian Schlub. Boop. Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the Canadian Schlub blog. It's me, Jason, the Canadian Schlub. Welcome back. I'm going to start by apologizing that it's taken me 2 weeks to put out this second episode. I know you're also disappointed, but I had a bad week, and I just, circumstances, I let myself get in the way. My apologies. But here we are, back on track, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about, but I have a few ideas. So I want to start with the news from last week. One of the many things that kind of upset me, the passing of Stan Lee. I am a nerd. I am a geek. I'm a comic book fan. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you don't get any of that without Stan Lee. But more than that, it's the inspiration. It's when you look at the history of what he did for comic books, his stance on equality and, the X-Men being a take on race relations and stuff like that. It was like groundbreaking stuff. He will be sorely missed. Never forgotten. I'm sure that with technology nowadays, he'll still live on in cameos forever. And I for one, look forward to that wholeheartedly. I find myself scouring the movies, watching for Stan to pop up. So, he means a lot to guys like me, and it's sad. It's sad to know we live in a world that does not have Stan Lee in it. I know, my idol, Kevin Smith, he's gushed about him. He's told some amazing stories. You gotta remember, Kevin Smith essentially started the Stan Lee cameo with Mallrats. That's kind of where Stan Lee's cameo thing started, really. Mallrats is one of the first Kevin Smith movies that I watched. I think I saw Mallrats before I saw Dogma. Clerks. A special place in my heart, and he will be missed. And then along comes Bill Maher. Bill Maher, if you're not aware, is a comedian who's had a long-running political satire talk show. It's been around forever. I'm not going to say he originated it, but he's one of the early adopters of the political satire talk show format. He comes out and basically, in his own blog, basically minimizes Stan Lee's importance to our culture, implying that, I think the exact quote was, he inspired so many people to watch movies. Yeah. And then he even went so far as to try and blame comic book fans being the ones that voted Donald Trump in. Bill Maher is a moron. He may be, whatever you want to call him, a forerunner of, a founding father, whatever you want to call him, for the political satire format. I know he wasn't the first. But in this day and age, and it's been like this for some time, the lowest hanging fruit in the comedy business is political satire. Okay, it's the easiest target to hit. So Bill Maher, you are nothing special. There is nothing special about you. There may have been at one time, absolutely. But what have you done lately? Okay, it's the same shtick. You're still doing the same thing. I guarantee you that you have not touched as many lives as Stan Lee had. And it's sad and so closed-minded of you to try and belittle and minimize Stanley's importance to our culture and to our society as a whole. Say what you want about movies. There are a lot of movies, and not just the Marvel movies, not just comic book movies. A lot of movies in general. The Hollywood itself. If you look at some of the biggest blockbusters in history, I guarantee you there's an inspiration. There is a thread of connection in some way, shape, or form. Stan Lee inspired that. Maybe the creator was a fan in some way. Stan Lee, there's a hint, a small piece of DNA, if you will, in any huge blockbuster in Hollywood. It's inevitable that the young comic book fanboys, if you will, they've grown up. Why we're getting all these Marvel movies and whatnot now is because the fanboys grew up, and now they're in the position of power to give us this product, to give us films we never thought we would see. So I don't see Bill Maher inspiring anyone to do anything even remotely close to that. So, sorry for the language, but fuck you, Bill Maher. Now that I got that out of the system, I'm going to talk about what's been going on. I know I've talked about the show. Well, we're in show week right now. This is Tech Week. I've taken a week off from my day job to focus on getting ready for the show. A Christmas Carol. We're into this will be night 3 of Tech Week. We do Q to Q stuff. I'm not even going to try and explain it. But this is crunch time. We have our first show in 2 days. We're doing a total of 6 shows over 3 days, and 3 of those are in the first day. And this is crunch time. This is it, and it's all coming together nicely. I myself was, as of even last week, I felt behind the 8 ball, felt underprepared for. I have a dance number, and I'm not a dancer, but I'm the center of attention for this dance. Really, I'm the character the song's based on. Fezziwig. It's Fezziwig's Christmas Ball. So I've been underprepared for the dancing, and some of my castmates, shout out to Ruth and Eric, you guys came out for my emergency session and helped me prepare, and that really has taken me leaps and bounds. It's really come together for me. After last night's rehearsal, I'm feeling way better than I have felt, and it can only improve. We still got a couple more days, a couple more rehearsals of that before we have a live audience, and this show is going to be something. This is the 5th show I've done, the 3rd stage production like this. A couple review shows in the mix, but the 3rd full production, and I'm feeling really good. I'm 40 something, and I stepped back into this 2.5 years ago. I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know how I would take to it. I didn't know if I'd be able to keep up with it. I'm doing it, and it feels pretty darn good. A little bittersweet that I'm not sharing the stage with my son this time around, but he's had to go off to school, so he's got to make his future. So it's been a little weird flying solo, but some of these kids that I'm working with, they're starting to grow on me. It is a kind of another family. We got some new faces, but there's a lot of the familiar faces been a part of all the shows, and you really build that unit, and it helps not having Xander around for it. But I'm hoping, I really want to make my family proud with what I do. And, my Cogsworth last year in Beauty and the Beast was one thing, but for one, Cogsworth didn't have a whole lot of singing, so I didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, I had more performing, if you will, and I'm proud of what I did. But this is I have to sing and dance and be the character, and the spotlight's on me, and I just don't want to fuck up. Please. So with that going, that's my main focus this week. Is it's show week, it's crunch time, and batten down the hatches. Let's do it. Having some fun. They want us to push social media, so I've been having some fun with some backstage stuff, photos and little videos. Doing a little ghost hunting later tonight. Looking forward to that. Yes, our local theater is haunted, so I'm gonna go hunting. I wrote this month's movie review for the World of Myth magazine. A couple interesting flicks in there. Shout out to my buddy Brent for recommending The Boy. Decent horror flick. I really recommend it. That's my life in a nutshell for this week. I'm feeling a lot better than last week. My energy was down, and I was just not feeling. I felt like I was failing, and not doing this vlog was just another one of the ways I felt like I was failing. So again, my wholehearted apologies to you, the viewer, for not being consistent. I am striving and will be doing my best to bring you more. So with that being said, I think I'm going to now move on to the closing act of the vlog, if you will. And I don't know why, but this is my number 2 song, and I've never really, I think I did it karaoke a few times, but I don't really think I need to give it much introduction, so let's go on a journey, shall we? Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. Singer in a smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile it can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. There's shadows searching in the night. Street lights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill, paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some are born to sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. There's shadows searching in the night. Street lights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Sing along, I know you want to. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop. Once again, my apologies if you didn't appreciate that, but god damn it, I love that song. See you next week.